I'm Mike. I'm going to every single New York City subway stop. Today I'm at Buhre Avenue with
Aisha.
She's gonna show us what's up. How many like square blocks would you say the stop covers? It's pretty big, right?
It's a lot, yeah. Because Buhre is from here all the way down. Because Pelham is the last stop on the 6 train.
Right.
Pelham Bay Park, and Buhre is the second to last. If you stay on Pelham and you go longer down the pathway, there's Pelham Bay Park. It's a huge park. It's actually a larger park than Central Park.
No way.
It is, yeah.
I had no idea.
It's huge. I used to come here, get a mani-pedi, you know, out here. Shit, I went to high school with you. Did you go to Lehman? Yo, my guy. What's up? Gabe. I don't think Aisha.
Did you graduate 2015?
2016.
16.
Yeah, you were in wrestling or something, right?
Yes, I was wrestling.
I remember you.
No way.
Yeah.
Small neighborhood.
Yeah.
Another question, what's the best food off this subway stop?
That's a good question.
The deli, the pizza.
You guys
I
got
like Brizzo's a lot. It's open 24 hours.
Brizzo's?
Yeah, they
Italian?
make really good sandwiches.
Any kind of sandwich you can think
Yeah. What's the best sandwich?
of. Wow. I like getting a chicken cutlet.
That's a classic. On a George's.
It's a diner. You can grab some burgers, some diner food, some breakfast. I've been there a couple times. 10 out of 10. Great bakery. Highly recommend.
What's the
Very
best
good.
thing inside?
Italian cookies.
All right, let's go get some.
You want to get some?
Yeah, let's go get
Let's
some.
go get some Italian cookies.
All right, bet. See what we got.
Ooh.
That's yours, that's yours.
This one's mine. Cheers. Fire. I would recommend.
That's fire. So Patrick, I would love if you could just introduce yourself and how long you've lived in the neighborhood for.
Okay, I'm Patrick Minahan. I've lived in the neighborhood for 50 years.
And-
Grew up on Harrington Avenue.
On Harrington Avenue?
Yeah.
And what's your favorite part about living in this neighborhood?
The community, the people,
And
the neighbors.
could you tell us where we're standing outside right now? I know you said this was a special place.
Okay, this is Bases Loaded, one of the local watering holes. It's been here for 75 years. It's gone through a lot of different iterations. You know, it was an Irish bar back when I was a kid. Now it's a sports bar. And it's, like I said earlier, a melting pot of what this neighborhood is. You know,
Yeah,
you have
absolutely.
locals from all different walks of life who come together, have drinks, talk, play music, play pool, just get along with each other.
Absolutely. And something else you mentioned, you've been in the neighborhood for a long time. How have you seen the neighborhood change?
To your question, what's changed about the neighborhood? Demographically, it's changed. You know, when I was growing up, it was an almost exclusively white neighborhood. It was Italians, German, Irish, and that changed down through the years. And that was a good thing in a lot of ways. There was a lot of resistance to it. You know, people were, you know, when I was growing up, they were not as open to new kinds of neighbors. So one of the great things is that you have, you know, Black, Hispanic, Bengali, Yemeni, you name it, moving into the neighborhood, and just everybody integrating with each other the way New Yorkers have done since, you know, the city was founded.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I know you mentioned the Italian influence on the neighborhood. We could see the Italian flags.
Yes.
And would love to hear more about the history. You mentioned this was actually a mob-controlled neighborhood. What was that like living in that?
It was fine if you were not playing around in their sandbox. If you were not, you know, involved in the numbers, if you were not involved in anything that they did, they would leave you alone, but they'd also look out for you. They didn't want problems because that drew attention to them. So if the old lady's walking down the street with her groceries, somebody's giving her a hard time, even if they didn't know her, they'd step in.
Right.
They would make sure that people felt safe walking out of their doors. And if you needed something, you know, despite everything that they did, you know, in their world, they'd still look out for people. You know, if they saw a guy down on luck, they'd be coming out of the the haberdashery and just peel off $100.
Wow.
And there's still a few of them left that'll do that, but that whole feel, that whole element of the neighborhood is gone. Country Club over by the water, when I was growing up, if you were not Italian, you didn't go into that neighborhood unless you were invited. And God forbid you were Black or Hispanic. They literally chased them out of the neighborhood.
Really?
Yeah. So it's good to see that kind of response is left. But one of the great things about this neighborhood is you still have a lot of gangsters, you still have a lot of bikers, you still have a lot of what people would say are scary people. They still look out for their neighbors.
Wow.
As the street musician, I can't tell you how many times I was in a difficult situation and some guy that I didn't even know who looked like, he could rip your head off would get between me and the problem. Take care of it, make sure I'm safe, and then walk away.
And what's it like being a street musician in the neighborhood?
It's wild. It's wild. I lived here for 50 years. I was working for most of that, teaching. I didn't get to know my neighbors. When I came out with the guitar 3.5 years ago, I started meeting everybody, getting to know everybody, and really getting a sense of what's happening in the neighborhood.
Great.
Yeah.
And then just one last question is, how would you describe the neighborhood to someone who's never been here? Maybe even someone who lives in Brooklyn who's never been up here. How would you describe it to them, and how is it different from other parts of the city?
It's definitely not Manhattan, but it has more of an outer borough feel, where it really is truly a melting pot of people. Mostly working class. You have some very rich, you have some very poor, but for the most part, everybody gets along. You can still sit out like I do many morning and you'll have 10 or 15 people just stop and start talking who have never talked before.
Wow.
So it can be, I think, in a lot of ways, the best of what New York has and had to offer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much, Patrick.
You're welcome, Mike.
That was a great chat.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming to Buhre Avenue with us. Comment where we should go next and follow for more.